Hi, everyone. This is Adrian from Fame Consulting, and I'm back with another edition of Factor Faux. So, this is the sole proprietorship versus LLC edition. Let's jump right into it. First statement: an LLC and a sole proprietorship are basically the same thing. So, let's give that a second. Is it a fact? Is it faux? Are you not sure? Well, here's the answer: it's faux. Sole proprietorship exists because you exist. It's tied to you. You'll get a 1099 from your clients and it'll go to your social. It's going to be reported on your personal tax return. And essentially, you are that business. So, any liabilities, anything you do is linked to you personally. Whereas with an LLC, it's almost as though you've created a brand new person or entity. That LLC will have its own tax ID number called an EIN, which is separate from your social. So now you have two numbers to kind of keep track of. And an LLC, it requires you to also register with the state and then follow the state rules to keep it in good standing. So, not the same thing. They're actually really quite different. Next question. An LLC changes how your business is taxed automatically. So, is that fact? Is that faux? I don't know. Let's see. The answer is faux. So, while I said they are both quite different, for tax purposes, a single member LLC and a sole proprietorship are by default taxed the same way. With an LLC, it gives you a little bit more flexibility that down the road you can make special tax elections. For example, you can say, hey, state, hey, IRS, I'd like to actually be taxed like an S Corp, please. You can't do that with a sole proprietorship, but you can do that with an LLC. But by default, on day one, a single member LLC and a sole proprietorship are taxed exactly the same. When you go to file your tax returns, you're going to put it on Schedule C of your personal 1040 or your personal tax return. Next statement. A sole proprietorship is always the wrong choice. What do you think? It's faux. So, just because you started with a sole proprietorship doesn't mean that you made a mistake, doesn't mean it's the wrong choice. It just means that you're still testing the waters. Down the road, if you do want to level up and scale and potentially get an LLC, that's okay. People, especially your clients, if they're really committed to you and your services and what you're doing is high quality, they'll follow you, whether it's a sole proprietorship or if you eventually change it over to an LLC. Most people, as long as it's the same process, the same people that they're working with, they're not going to care if you originally started as a sole proprietorship and then decided to become an LLC later. I actually do recommend that if you're still just trying to figure out, get your bearings, figure out if I want to do this long term, start with a sole proprietorship. You can do that to build your website, figure out your cadence, figure out how you're going to manage clients, how you're going to balance that with your, maybe you have a 9 to 5, maybe you have other obligations, but it's a good way to get started. I eventually would recommend then getting your LLC once you're in a good space and you feel like, hey, you know what, this is something I really want to commit to and do long term. But if you're still not sure, if you're just testing the waters, then you could start off as a sole proprietorship. And that's everything I have for this edition of Factor Faux. So, again, I always recommend getting personalized advice. So, if you are thinking about starting your own business, your own company, do it with support. You should never business alone. So if you're looking to schedule a consultation, you can scan this QR code or follow the links on our website and you can book a free consultation.